Week 2, and it's already started. Oh my God.
If you're a fan of ESPN's First Take or Stephen A. Smith's social media, you've probably seen him go on countless rants about how much he despises America's team. But what's the real reason behind Stephen A.'s disdain for the Cowboys? Why does he relish in their failures year after year? Today, we're talking about one of the most notorious rivalries in sports media, Stephen A. Smith versus the Dallas Cowboys. Let's break it down and explore the history, psychology, and entertainment behind Stephen A. Smith's ongoing feud with the Dallas Cowboys. Let's start by understanding Stephen A. Smith's personality. Stephen A. is a larger-than-life figure in sports media, an alpha dog known for his loud, unapologetic takes, his charismatic presence, and his deep love for creating drama in sports debates. He doesn't just analyze the game, he lives for the storylines, the rivalries, and the emotion that fans and players alike bring to the table. And who provides more drama than the Dallas Cowboys? Better yet, who brings the most drama outside the field better than Dallas Cowboys fans? The Cowboys are arguably the most popular and polarizing team in the NFL. They have a massive fan base, a storied history, and are consistently in the spotlight, even when they aren't winning. In fact, despite not having won a Super Bowl since the mid-1990s, they remain one of the most valuable sports franchises in the world. That fame, combined with their long history of success in the 70s and 90s, has created a fan base that often carries a sense of entitlement. And here's the first part of why Stephen A. loves to hate the Cowboys.
Why do you hate Dallas so much?
They're fans. Most disgusting, nauseating fan base in American history. No matter, they're
fans. Stephen A. frequently targets what he perceives as the overconfidence and arrogance of Cowboys fans, who in his view continue to proclaim their team's greatness even when they fall short of expectations. It's that inconsistency between the Cowboys' lofty reputation and their recent performance that irks Stephen A. the most. It's as if he enjoys being the voice of reason, or in this case opposition, to what he sees as delusional fan expectations. To Stephen A., it's not just about the Cowboys losing, it's about how every year Cowboys fans come back with the same level of hype and belief that this will be their year. That confidence, to Stephen A., is laughable, and it's one of the reasons he delights in seeing the Cowboys fail.
Still a long way to go. I certainly am aware of that. 14-0. Woo!
You can't talk about Stephen A. Smith's disdain for the Cowboys without talking about Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, the billionaire owner, president, and general manager of the Cowboys, is a central figure in the team's identity. He's larger than life, charismatic, and extremely hands-on with the team, sometimes to a fault. In Stephen A.'s eyes, Jerry Jones represents much of what's wrong with the Cowboys culture. Stephen A. has long criticized Jerry Jones for making himself the center of attention, even when it doesn't serve the best interests of the team. In fact, Stephen A. has argued that Jones's constant involvement and decision-making have been a hindrance to the Cowboys' success over the last few decades. In Stephen A. Smith's view, Jerry Jones' micromanagement has prevented the Cowboys from reaching their full potential. To Stephen A., Jones is more concerned with maintaining his image and keeping the Cowboys brand in the limelight than he is with making the right decisions for the team. This provides endless fuel for Stephen A. to criticize the Cowboys whenever they falter, because in his eyes, it all leads back to the owner. One of Stephen A. Smith's most famous phrases when it comes to the Cowboys is that they're an accident waiting to happen. But what does he mean by this? Essentially, Stephen A. believes that no matter how good the Cowboys look on paper, no matter how much potential they have, they will inevitably collapse when it matters most. Have you ever watched the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence? There was a character in the movie with the nickname of Can't Get Right. No matter what he did, he found a way to mess it up and get in his own way. That's Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. Whether it's in a high-stakes playoff game, a crucial regular season matchup, or even in moments when they're favored to win, Stephen A. sees the Cowboys as a team that will always find a way to fall short. Let's take a look at some examples. In the 2007 season, the Cowboys had the best record in the NFC and entered the playoffs as the #1 seed. They were poised to make a deep run, but in classic Cowboys fashion, they lost in the divisional round to the New York Giants, a team they had beaten twice in the regular season. It's this type of collapse that Stephen A. has latched onto over the years.
See y'all on first date tomorrow.
For Stephen A., the Cowboys' habit of raising expectations and then falling short is what makes them so fun to criticize. Every time the Cowboys fail in a high-pressure moment, Stephen A. is right there to remind everyone that he predicted it all along. This sense of inevitability when it comes to Cowboys' failures is a huge part of why he takes so much joy in seeing them lose. But let's get real. Part of the reason Stephen A. continues to troll the Cowboys so relentlessly is because of how it plays with the audience, specifically Cowboys fans. Stephen A. knows that by going after the Cowboys, he's striking a nerve with one of the largest and most vocal fan bases in sports. And to him, that's just good business. Cowboys fans are passionate, loyal, and fiercely protective of their team. They don't just brush off criticism, they engage with it. Every time Stephen A. says something about the Cowboys, it gets a reaction. And in the world of sports media, reactions equal ratings. Stephen A. thrives off of the back and forth with Cowboys fans. Whether it's on social media during his shows or even at public events, Cowboys fans never fail to show up and argue with Stephen A. about his takes. And as much as he mocks them, Stephen A. knows that this dynamic is what keeps people tuning in. It's almost as if Stephen A.'s hatred of the Cowboys has become a running joke, a character that he plays to perfection. He knows that it gets under people's skin, and that's exactly why he keeps doing it. Fans wait in anticipation and refresh their social media stories and reels to see when he will post his legendary reactions on Instagram and Twitter when Dallas loses. So does Stephen A. Smith really hate the Cowboys? Or is this just all part of the show? In many ways, it's clear that Stephen A.'s disdain for the Cowboys is a mixture of both genuine frustration and entertainment value. On one hand, he has valid points about the Cowboys' history of underperforming and the overconfidence of their fans. On the other hand, it's obvious that his hatred has become part of his on-screen persona. It's a role that he plays, knowing it will rile up fans and get people talking. At the end of the day, Stephen A. Smith is an entertainer. His job is to generate reactions, provoke debates, and keep the audience engaged. And when it comes to the Cowboys, he's found the perfect formula. The Cowboys are a team that, love them or hate them, everyone has an opinion on. And for Stephen A., they've become the ultimate target for his sharp-tongued critiques. So there you have it, the real reasons why Stephen A. Smith hates the Dallas Cowboys. It's a combination of their over-the-top fan base, Jerry Jones' control of the team, their history of postseason failures, and of course, a little bit of theatrics for the sake of entertainment. Whether you agree with him or not, Stephen A. Smith's ongoing feud with the Cowboys has become one of the most entertaining storylines in sports media. Do you think Stephen A. is too hard on the Cowboys, or does he have a point? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into the biggest stories in sports. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of NFL Hardcount.